Panel, please give your reaction to the mysterious founder of Bitcoin's name, Satoshi Nakamoto, translating from Japanese to Central Intelligence, hashtag decentralized. Try the translation yourself. So this is one of the things where, like, I think it requires you to, like, reorganize the name. Like, but here's the thing with Japanese and a lot of other, like, Asian languages people don't understand is that a lot of words can have multiple meanings. So yeah, I mean, you can have one word that means multiple things in different contexts.
Shit.
Right. So, like, yeah, I wouldn't be, like, surprised about that. But if that's the translation, I don't know. I'm not, like, fluent in Japanese. You know, I would need to ask somebody who speaks Japanese, but I wouldn't be surprised. John. Yeah, I can ask John. But
if we're being honest, dude, I would, if you were tomorrow, you were to tell me, like, if Jesus Christ himself came down from the heavens, part of the Red Seas, and said, Josh, Putin, the CIA, the FBI, John Podesta, whatever, all these bad people, Hillary Clinton, they all made Bitcoin, I'd be like, all right, I'm not surprised at all. But I mean, people freak out because they're like, oh my God, there's this, it's got like, there's a secret hidden acronym here. But, like, right. The people who are saying those things, do you understand on a fundamental technological level how these things work? Because if you did, okay, if Satan himself made it, it doesn't change anything about the protocol. I might not like it as much because, you know, Satan made it, but it doesn't change how the protocol works, period, hands down, end of story.
Right. Yeah. At a certain point, the technology, the decentralization takes over beyond the fact that, okay, maybe it was made by X, Y, or Z, right? There's lots of things that were made by, you know, crazy, evil people, right? We relied on a lot of Nazi data in order for, you know, scientific studies and other things, and especially in terms of, like, human durability. For example, we still use data that the Third Reich put out on, for example, extreme heat and cold tolerance. You know, because well, we can't really perform those experiments anymore. So we're like, well, we have this data, so we're not throwing it out. You know, once again, like, don't underestimate where things come from. They usually come from horrible places. It's all about how you utilize them in the end. Even if something is made by somebody who's evil, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to come to an evil end.
Yeah, or it very well could have been made by some kind of intelligence agency that had a plan 20, 30, 40 years in the future to dismantle the central banking system.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's very, very true.
We're not going to know. So either way, does it work or does it not work? Do you understand it or do you not understand it? Because if you do, well, then none of that even really matters.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because it could have, that's a very good point. Like, from a foreign central intelligence agency that wants to disable that wants to break down the American monopoly, the American petrodollar. What better way to do it than by that? Yeah, no, that's a completely, like, I would buy into that theory. That's not a theory that, you know, and I'm not dismissing these theories. I'm not like, oh, this theory's out. I'm like, that's interesting. You tell me this, you give me a good story, that's great. But what does that ultimately mean? Is it still doing the thing that you're saying it does? Which is
what it was programmed to do.
Right. It's doing what it says it does. It's the first results on Googling either word. Yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, that's when I Googled it. Let me just show you what my Google, like, if I was to just put up Satoshi Nakamoto in Japanese, first is the Wikipedia. I'll show you what comes up. Contrarian, just to show you real quick. What comes up when you just drop it into Google? Not that I like Googling too much. But
you have a Google threshold there.
Yeah.
Only 2 per day.
So here you go. You get the Wikipedia, which is number 1 technically, right? And then you've got here Satoshi Nakamoto right here. And then you've got here, did the NSA create it? SiliconANGLE, right? And then you've got down here, do they mean anything, right? So, like, if you click on these two, you know, these top 2 links here, you know, first one is NSA, that's loading here. The CIA project. Oh, wait, here we go. I don't know what they're.
Dan Pena thinks it was Putin.
Yeah,
I think that's believable too. But I mean, I think the engineers
there's
from
a video. There's a video right here. Apparently, there's CIA project, a group dedicated to unearthing all the government secrets and making them public, has released a video claiming Bitcoin is actually the brainchild of the U.S. National Security Agency.
Yeah.
According to the project, it means Central Intelligence in Japanese. You'll find out that Satoshi is usually a name given to baby boys, which means clear thinking, quick-witted, and wise. So once again, you're seeing here exactly what I said. which I didn't even know this. Once again, I don't speak I took like a semester of Japanese, but I didn't know the fucking meaning of Satoshi. Okay. So like there's probably multiple meanings of that name. Like it could be implied, that's just the implication of the name.
Dude, I honestly, this is who I honestly think this is where the engineering came from. But does that change anything? No, it doesn't.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that as a theory. Like it's something I dismiss. But yeah, I think over here they're talking about it meaning wisdom, so it means wisdom or sense, and then I guess
so intelligence.
Yeah, middle base root. Yeah, so intelligence. Yeah, that's fine.
Middle intelligence.
Central intelligence. That's hilarious. I mean, I'm okay with this theory. Like it's a good theory. I like good theories. Is the Putin war a big pump and dump on the fertilizer price? Yin, what do you think? You're laughing about it. What do you think, brother?
8 pence of fertilizer. I should have thought of that.
No, you're too late.
Let's go, boys.
You're too late. You're too late at this point. At this point, you're buying the.
I'm the exit liquidity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rugged by holding shit. Part of my fridge.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Contreras says, nice hopium, boys. Pretty naive to assume good intentions on agencies that putting you and your parents over a barrel for a son. Nobody loves the Central Intelligence Agencies. They'll find no simping here for that. They fucked up the world. But let me be very clear. The U.S. Central Intelligence Agency has mainly been the one that's fucking up the world. Let's be very clear about that. Because if you look at many crises, right? Even I was reading up on the Suez crisis the other day, which is a hilarious one. You can see how pretty much the U.S. cucked Britain, France, a lot of aspiration, Israel, a lot of other Central Intelligence Agencies. So it's not like there's this single globalist intelligence agency. You have these competing interests, right? And each country has a competing interest. So it's not beyond imagination that another country would want to fuck over the United States, for sure. That doesn't mean it's in your best interest necessarily, but still. Do you have any other comments on that, Josh?
I mean, nice opium. I guess if just keep your money in dollars in the bank, bro. It's a lot smarter and safer, bro. I guess.
Yeah. I always ask myself a basic question like, does that make it a rug, right? Does this information make it a rug? Just like you guys asked, does it still work? Does it still do what it's supposed to do? If it does, then I don't see the problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a different story if it's like, oh, the security is not as secure as we thought it was. Here's how it can be like manipulated. And then you see the price dumping. Then it's a different issue. But other than that,
I mean, we can see the hash rate and where it's all where it's completely decentralized to the fullest extent. It's probably the most decentralized thing on the planet. I guess if you don't believe in math, then I don't know to tell you.
If you can't read, it's not good. I mean, the thing is it's all verifiable, right? I mean, that's the whole point, Josh, right? Because you can see the hash rate. Like right now, you could figure that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I myself, I can go in my closet, unpack my Raspberry Pi, and run my full node myself. I'm not part of the CIA, but
so you say, Josh. So you say. They don't know. You're secretly glowing in the background. Who knows? That's why I always renew my Fed haircut. I just had to get it brushed up the other day. Okay, Sam. Paula Rue is most likely Satoshi. Okay.
Paula Rue?
Who's Paula Rue? Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because I know there's so many people who claim to be Satoshi.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's a former programmer for the an informant for the U.S. Drug Enforcement Association, so the DEA. Informant. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see this. Let me pull up
That's
a picture
a good theory
of this dude.
too.
Let me pull up a picture of this dude. Yeah, I'm cool with these theories. I'm cool with them, And contrarian, I don't need to individually search each word. I believe you, man. Like, the point is, I'll take you at your word. It means central intelligence, okay? Like, let's just assume that is true. Like, once again, unless there's a change in the technology, that's not going to fundamentally shift my my perspective on it. Now, if you're telling me that there's some sort of like CIA backdoor, or you want to get into that sort of thing, I mean, from a technological standpoint, like for example, Josh, with the OA, like what could the OA do right now at this point? The origin address.
Move Bitcoin.
I mean, how much do we know how much Bitcoin the OA has?
1 or 2 million.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. So they've maybe got 1 or 2 million Bitcoin. How much
Yeah.
is in the circulating supply right now? Do you know?
Way more than 1 or 2 million. But I mean, if listen, if someone sells 1 or 2 million Bitcoin, that price going to drop. But it's Bitcoin. It's resilient. It's that price. It's not enough to. It's absorbable for sure. I mean,
so the point is,
won't
like, if the OA, so if the OA right now dumped their portfolio, yeah, it's going to obviously impact the price, right? There's probably enough, but there's also probably enough liquidity at this point to absorb that, which is the insane thing.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they don't realize, a lot of the original people, a lot of the OGs, they don't give a shit what the fiat price is. They're using that peer to peer. And also, as soon as that thing fucking moves from the OA, all kinds of different Twitter alerts going off. Everyone's going to be freaking out and saying stuff. So that thing's not going to Coinbase without any problem. If they sell it, they're not doing it on an exchange. They're doing it OTC.
So I guess this is the dude. I mean, right over here.
Oh, that guy. I've seen him before. Well, not that guy.
Yeah. Calendar LaRue, Paul.
Yeah.
Slatoshi Calendar LaRue.
Slatoshi. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for that.
Slatoshi, baby. He's Slatoshi.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
That actually makes me fucking laugh, man. That's fucking funny. It's really funny.
It's the part where he's a bigger guy, so Slatoshi kind of works. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Oh,